I'm actually 1 minute early today. I wanted you guys to be notified a little bit earlier. I hope you get notified of my lives. Those of you who want to watch me. Can you hear me well? Hi everyone. My queens are so happy. Our Facebook group is so happening. Honestly, it gives me such a sense of joy to see how many notifications are there. Everyone's participating, being happy for each other's manifestations, getting tips from each other. I comment on every post, by the way, so I'm very present. Oh, thank you, Carla. I comment on every post and I give tips to everybody who wants them. And I am really happy for everybody. This is one thing I learned in life, is to be genuinely happy for people when they get what they want. Because from that high vibe feeling of happiness, let me just decline this call. Guys, please don't call me. I don't take calls during my lives. So as you learn to be happy for others, you can't help but attract the same thing in your life. Whatever it is, you're happy for their love lives, you're happy for their money, lottery. We get a ton of lottery, small lottery wins. Nothing super huge so far, but it's coming. I know it's coming. All right. So this is a live about manifestation, mindset, having the right mindset. It's about setting up goals and working your mind to the point that your mind can comprehend that those goals are things that have already happened to you, that you deserve them, that they're coming to you without you trying to figure out the how. The most important thing, you never need to figure out the how. The more you try to figure out the how, the harder it is, and the more you work on it. So I just want to say in the beginning of every live, guys, I never message anyone. If you need to be in touch with me, you need to contact me. There are a few scammer accounts that are similar to my account, and they've downloaded my videos somehow. I can't keep track of that. So please be wary out there online of any scammers, anybody who's trying to sell you something. I will never contact you to sell you anything. If you need anything from me, you have to go to my link and you have to contact me. This week's group manifestation is an eye. We got many eyes in many different shapes. So this is the last week of, this is the last live of the week. But you still have a few more days to manifest it. And of course, we know your manifestation may come way after the end of the week. I generally give it a week. Most people manifested within 2 weeks. And so many people got the eye in so many different shapes. Jewelry, I got mine while walking on the street and seeing it in a jewelry store. Some people find it in their house. Some people find it in toys. Some people find it in drawings. So you attract, some people find it in a friend. A friend is wearing a necklace with the eye. So the manifestation was one eye, one single eye in any form. Get creative. And boy, did we get creative. It's been amazing. So in this lives, there are a couple of things I usually want to address, and I have some notes for you guys based on what comes up in my email, what challenges people are facing in manifestation. So I'm giving coaching. I also talk stuff that's specific to our group. I take questions more towards the end, and then then I sort of end with the 369 tapping for I am the winner. For anybody who, oh, you can't hear anything. Can I get confirmation that you guys can hear me? Can you guys hear me? Can somebody? Okay, it's working. Okay. Okay, perfect. Thank you, guys. Two people said they can't hear me. I'm wondering if I've been talking to myself. It's loud and clear. Okay. I'm happy to hear that. Okay, so Ashira, you got the spreadsheet. Thank you so much. Ashira has a great channel on Reiki. And she has a lot more followers than me, so I'm humbled by the fact that she wants to do this challenge with everybody. So check her out. The spreadsheet, people are asking me, how can I do the spreadsheet? What are the exact instructions? Everything is detailed. If you need more instructions, please email me. I have a second set of instructions. And people are asking me, can we do our life in images on a separate board? So what I suggested today to somebody who asked this question in the Facebook group is no. The reason is this spreadsheet, you have to give it sort of a magical connotation, right? It's your magical spreadsheet. You get it, you know you're doing it with a group. And when you're doing it with a group, it has a different power. You're not in it by yourself. It's a space where you sort of open it and you know energetically you're meeting the others. So it's like a energetic container of your innermost desires in images and in words and everything that you're doing for the others. So in order not to scatter your energy all over the place, I suggest keep it all to the spreadsheet. Say, I'm going to my magical spreadsheet. Everything I write here manifests. I know as I'm opening it, I'm going to see it and I'm going to feel it. And the others are there. They're in it. We're all in this together. I'm writing on the group energy. I'm about to do affirmations for others. I'm about to be happy for others. And from this platform, I launch. Because otherwise, if you put it this separate here, recording dream in a separate dream journal, keep it all. This is your magical space that you can go to anytime during the day when you're having an off moment. Open it, read your premise again, read your goals again. Look at already syncs that you had with your dreams and your manifestations, because everybody pretty much gets syncs within the first week. And keep it sacred, right? Put a password on it. I told you guys that. Don't show it to anyone. Don't talk about it with anyone. This is your private innermost self. Adriana, you can't hear me? I am great, Sean. Thank you for asking. Just want to see if people are still having... The spreadsheet is in my bio. It's called 60-Day Manifestation Challenge. We have... I don't keep track, but I would estimate around 300 people doing it. 250, something like that, 200 to 300 people. And everybody on the Facebook group, we have about 100 people, and everybody's really participating. On the Facebook group, just be on the Facebook group for the time that you're doing the challenge. You don't need to stay on if you don't find value in it. It's like a monthly $5 membership, but just do it for 2 months and be there for others. Be there to celebrate their success. We only post on the Facebook group our manifestations and things that are pertinent to the challenge. And I give tips and tricks. Let's see. Anyone else? Just see comments. Oh my God, it seems like we do have an issue. I can see comments. Can I move the old ones from the notebook to the spreadsheet? Yes, you just keep your spreadsheet for everything. I'm trying to see if people are having technical problems, and I'm wondering if it's on my end. But it can't be on my end if some people are hearing me, so it might be TikTok. I've had a couple... Regina says, I've had a couple of down days. I'm wondering if my menstrual cycle can affect my energy. Yes, everything physical can affect your energy. What affects your energy? Your menstrual cycle, definitely. The pull of the moon. Okay, it's real. What you eat. I told you guys, do not do your entries within 3 hours of eating. Do not do your manifestation. Like, your body has to have its energy and etheric energy to process this, right? It can't be busy digesting and fermenting the food while you're trying to manifest. Your body has to be zen. What else affects us? Who touches us affects our energy system. And that can be your hairdresser, the nail salon, let alone in a sexual touch. All of this affects us energetically. So be wary of the physical world. Put your protection on, your golden light protection. Let's see what we got going on here. I can see and hear you. I just want to make sure I'm not talking to myself here. Okay, I left and came back. Okay. Amy, are you okay now? Amy? Spirits are working overtime. They're working overtime to suppress me, is that it? That would be terrible. All right, Speaking of spirits, after my last live where I was talking that there's definitely some entities at Dr. Joe Dispenza's seminars. By the way, if you guys go to YouTube and you Google Dr. Joe Dispenza blue beings, there's an interview of him. It's like a 5-minute clip where he talks about them. So this is not something, only I sensed or other people have observed, or he talks about them. He's saying they're there, they're 3 meters tall, they're like, he doesn't invite them and they just come. And I just want to tell you guys, when a group of people, and his seminars are about 2,000 people in one room. So when a group of people does focused consciousness, what happens is the veil thins. It's normal, right? Because if 2,000 people are doing this consciousness work, meditation, they're being put in the same, by the way, he's on stage during this meditation. He talks constantly. So he's directing the energy, he's channeling the energy flow. Then, the watchers are noticing. It's normal, right? There's nothing to be scared about. They're there anyways. So I didn't say it in a negative, but I got an email from somebody saying, oh, let me know if I shouldn't watch him because I don't want to invite any of that in. I want you guys to know you can't, these are not, don't even think about it. Don't even put it out of your mind. Your free will cannot be negated. They do whatever they do and we do whatever we do and we coexist. That's just the structure of this world. Seems like about half the people are seeing me and half are not seeing me. Anyways, this is being recorded and I will put this on YouTube. So please come back and watch it. A girl spoke about this who was at the Dr. Joe Dispenza seminar, and she said she had her injury healed. There's a lot of healings at Dr. Joe Dispenza seminar. Okay, he's a medical doctor, and the sale feature of his seminars is healing. Like it's physical healing, right? And because he's a medical doctor and he cares about his reputation, he does all sorts of third-party measurements before the seminars and after. He has a controlled group. He asks people like, do you want to participate in this study if you have a medical condition? And people, just participate. He measures them before, he measures them after, and there are significant differences. Oh my God, the sun is very strong, huh? And see, all my pores here. What's going on? What do you think about slot machines, casinos, all about these things? What do I think about them? I think you can affect them if that's what you mean. There's a book I read once. It's called Liquid Luck. There was a man who learned how to do this, but I'm sure there's other sources online. And it's about energetically affecting the outcome of the slot machines. Now, this is also proven scientifically. They've observed, not with slot machines, but with a number randomizer. They're having people focused on zeros and ones and what have you, and it should be about 50-50, but it's not. So when a person thinks about a certain number, it's more likely like they would get an 8 out of 10 for zeros consistently, right? With focused consciousness. So there are studies on this done in universities, that our consciousness can affect the outcome of a computer program. Load and clear descent. How come a girl I became friends with at Starbucks identifies as a witch and tried to cast spells? David, don't mess with things you don't understand. Women are very powerful. Be careful. Get yourself a woman who lives in 3D. You're on the wrong chat. We're all like that here. Just summon clouds. By the way, the thing with the weather, I think at least 1,000 people said I can do the same thing, or I tried this and it worked, or I was able to do this as a child. But what I want people to understand is it does require energy, right? So it's not free. You're trading energy in order to do that. Amazing. Just someone. Okay, I just want to make sure everybody's on. Everybody can hear me. If you guys can't hear me, well, then how are you going to hear this instruction? If you guys can't hear me, I just want to remind you this will be on YouTube later on. I've been feeling like I should fast. Do it. Your body will tell you exactly what you need to do when you're in this work. So one of the ways the weight setting works, right? If you guys don't know me, I did set my weight to a particular weight, and I've been that weight ever since. But one of the ways this energy work goes is your body will tell you you won't be able to eat certain foods that you used to eat. That happened to me, right? So that's one of the reasons you lose weight. But it's not because you're dieting. It's just your body is resetting. I told you guys about the energetic scaffolding. And so what resonated with the previous scaffolding will not resonate with this one. I have 22 new messages and I don't see it. Let's see. I'm so confused. Not working. Okay. You're welcome. If you need to catch it on YouTube later, please do. Can I get my X back? Open-ended questions. Watch all my videos on the SP. David, I was joking with you when I told you to leave. I told you we're all witches here. That's what we're doing. We're manifesting our reality. Same since I started the work. I had stomach issues. I need to change my diet. Yeah. So just with the weight setting, your body will find ways to reset itself. Advice managing therapy and the challenge, because sometimes in therapy I speak about painful things. Guys, I can't tell you not to go to therapy, but I can tell you I never went. That's all. Therapy is, in my opinion, for me, it's like stirring up a poop that's on the street and you're stirring it up and it stinks. Just wash it off. This is easy to say. I'm only speaking for myself. I know you queens are looking for different ways to manage a painful past. And we all have painful things in our past. But the way manifestation works, right? And the mindset, it's all a decision. A decision to think differently about yourself and to think differently about your work. Have you seen success stories with manifesting SP back? Yeah. So here's one from today. I usually take screenshots of what I want to talk about. So I have a couple of ones for you for this week. Just give me 1 second just to pull it up. So a queen in my Facebook group said she manifested the SP to call her out of nowhere after a while of no contact and ask her to go out to talk about things for a drink or what have you. So another queen is asking her, how did you do that? I'm trying to do that for my SP. And the first queen who got this replies, I'm only going to paraphrase parts of what she says. I focused on me being the prize. I was not expecting a love declaration from him, but I do believe in my heart I am the one for any man who wants to date me. So if a man wants to date me, which means he's attracted to me, he finds me pleasant, he wants to date me, then I am the one for all those men. Not for all men in the world, just for all men who want to date me. What a good mindset. And especially for him. The foundation about men love marriage was the missing piece, and I'm grateful to Mona for bringing it up. Guys, if you don't have the foundation, you can have your self-worth up all you want. But if you think that all men are pigs, that marriage is just a piece of paper, that if you repeat these things that society tells you, okay, your foundation is not strong enough to sustain your SP wanting to make a commitment to you. Okay? So in this work, we are not working on the SP. We're only working on ourselves, our self-concept, but not just about ourselves, about the way things work, about what has value, about what we want to attract. You cannot call your friend after you're doing the work and listen to her tell you how all men suck. You cannot, and give her your agreement. Oh yeah, yeah, I understand. I hear you, girl. I hear you. They all like crap. You cannot give her your agreement. You're doing yourself a this favor, and you're doing her one too. So that was like about the SP. So she basically changed her foundation. Okay. Then she continues, while doing the challenge, I remember an old belief I had about women becoming uninteresting once they become wives. If you've observed your mother telling you this, or if you've observed your mother and her generation of women becoming uninteresting to the men that they married, this may be an ingrained belief in your mind that getting married will land you in the same spot. You might not even be conscious of this. But if you have this belief, if that was your observation, how your father was no longer attracted to your mother, maybe he cheated, right? All of a sudden you're trying to manifest SP to marry you, but there's a block about marriage and what happens after marriage in general. Do you see what I mean? I want you to contemplate your childhood. I did a video that I thought was very powerful, and it's under manifest money. And I did 2 columns. The first column was things I have observed in my childhood about money. And the second column is the truth about money. The truth about money is the opposite of what I have observed, okay? Unless you grew up rich, then don't change it, okay? But if you didn't grow up rich, what you've observed about money needs to be rewritten. And it's the same thing about marriage. It's the same thing about SP, right? Things I have observed about marriage when I was growing up. Write what you've observed. Maybe you've observed violence. You've observed men cheating. You've observed women becoming uninteresting. You've observed marriage not meaning much. You've observed, who knows what you've observed? Divorces, several divorces, you know? Write out the opposite. That it's a beautiful thing, that it's forever, that you're committed to it, that men want to get married, that's in the best interest of men and women to get married. Right? You are reading my childhood. Yeah. That's basically everyone's childhood who's between, I don't know, 20 and 50, right? The world is just changing now around that aspect. But, how do I work on self-worth? I uncovered all the limiting beliefs, but I don't know what to do next. Are you doing my challenge? You're amazing. Thanks for sharing the knowledge. Thank you so much for being on the live. I want to get going on the other things because I saved these things because they're of benefit to the group. So I saved messages that I get throughout the week that I think would benefit everyone, okay? An email says, hi Mona, I feel prompted to share. A lot is shifting in my life and a lot of blocked realizations that are keeping my manifestations at bay are coming to light. I feel I can better see things for what they are. I feel a lot of the illusions are being lifted. The challenge I'm having is being able to maintain a positive mindset and emotional state while I am triggered by these realizations. Any tips on staying calm and letting go? So she's basically saying, as she's doing the challenge, all her limiting beliefs are surfacing. She's noticing them, but she has a difficult time maintaining a positive attitude about it because of the emotional state. And here's my blanket advice about that. I just did a video on triggers, I think yesterday or the day before. Allow feelings space, but not time. Let me say that again. Allow them space, but not time. Whatever triggers you, you decide how long it's going to trigger you. You decide that. You can't stop it from triggering you, okay, until you move past that trigger. But you can decide if you're going to allow this trigger to last you 1 day, 1 hour, 1 minute, the whole weekend, 20 years. He cheated on me 20 years ago and that ruined me. Nobody has the power to ruin you. Nobody. Do not allow anybody the power to ruin you. Okay? Anything anybody has done in the past has no power over you unless you let it. No. Say no. Okay? I was triggered in the wedding store, in the wedding boutique when I went to try on my dress the other day. I was triggered and I did a video about it. And in my video is like, rejoice when you're triggered, because when you're triggered, that's your opportunity to understand hang on a second. Why does this hurt? Why is this a problem? What is it? What belief do I have about myself that something that this person said to me is able to trigger it? Right? Because I should be so confident and so comfortable within myself that nothing somebody else says, especially a stranger, could trigger me. You know? And it's really an opportunity for joy. It's like, I need to understand what's going on. Mona, let's sit down, you and me. Okay, this is the higher you and the one of you that's being triggered. What is it you think this is? Where did I hear this first? When this was the first time somebody put that idea in my head, you know? But I don't know, I was stupid or dumb or not beautiful or not wanted. When was I first made feel like this? And why am I still feeling this if that person's no longer in my life? Right? When? For Hussein says thank you. For men, a lot of an easy way to analyze your triggers is when you're driving. For women too, right? Nothing can trigger me on the road. Absolutely nothing. But sometimes I'm in people's cars and they go ballistic. They're like, come on, you stupid idiot. You know, it's like only the people who are in the car can hear you. You're only bothering the person who's next to you with your rattled emotion. Dude, the guy is in more hurry than you. You know, sometimes you drive in a straight line and you see an accident, like, you know, within a few minutes from when you're driving. Maybe if that guy didn't cut you off, that accident would have been you. Get it? Everything happens for a reason. Let them pass. Let them cut you off. You don't need to honk out. You don't need to be bothered at all. Ashley, come on. I'm frozen. I was wondering why there isn't enough people on this live. All right, I'm gonna post this. I don't know what's happening. Does anybody hear me fine or no? Anybody? I see you, but can you hear me? Okay. Some people hear me, some people not. Listen to this live, okay? Because I'm sharing some important concepts here. So this queen asked me how to stay in a positive mindset when she is triggered. And I said, allow feelings space, but not time. You decide, okay? When your spouse pisses you off, you're going to decide how long is this going to affect me for. I'm rattled, but how long am I, like until tonight or until 4 o'clock or until tomorrow morning? Decide ahead of time. Because that does something to your brain. You know, it's like when you declare your wishes. I declare that by this time next year I'm married, right? It's the same. The brain hears it. Okay, now it's going to attract everything in your life to make it so. And you can delay it by thinking about the how, by thinking about how am I going to get it? Like there aren't good men out there. There aren't good women. Everyone's damaged. Everyone's like, so now you're delaying it. It's still going to come. You know what I tell you? No thought can be unthought. Okay, you can change anything in your life except the thought forms that you've released into the universe. Those must manifest, including the bad ones, right? We talked about this many times. Thank you from my heart for the amazing life you've helped me create. Oh my God. I am humbled when I hear comments like this. I'm humbled. We're clear on the feelings and triggers, yeah? I declare that by August 31st, my SP, I declare that by August 31st, 2023, Tina's SP will contact her and tell her exactly when she wants to hear. Queen, I have good news and bad news about that. Here it is. Here's the good news. He will contact you and tell you what you want to hear. Here's the bad news. If you do it like a spell, he'll contact you and then you'll have the same results. The same results, right? Is there anybody on the live that has manifested their ex to come back like 5 times? And then, you know, they still leave them 5 times over and they manifest them back with the same words. That's a spell. It takes too much energy to sustain. You got to change. Like that queen that I read her testimonial, she said it didn't help her until she changed what she thought about women, what she thought about women growing older in marriages, what she thought about men in general, etc. You gotta change here. There's no snap. Like, somebody can't do a spell for you. I tell you honestly. You're gonna need to keep paying them to sustain it, and you're always gonna be on the edge. What if the spell unravels? It will start to unravel at points. Then you gotta call the witch, pay her more to sustain the spell, or you're gonna have to do like the ritual 10 times as hard, because every time it gets harder to sustain. Don't do it. Don't do it. It is all about self-confidence. It is about self-confidence, but it's also your view of the world. Like I explained, Laura, you can be very, very confident. I know very, very confident women that just have this belief that they have to make it on their own because all men suck. So they decided to just be part of, let's say, a group of women and have nothing to do with men. That's not a fulfilling life. Instead, they can keep their confidence and believe there's somebody just as good as them out there who's a match for them. Not large groups of men, just one. Right? Next. What do we have next? In regards to attaining an ideal work situation, I know how I want to feel in that job, and I know what the work dynamic looks like in her mind. But I don't know what task or job I want to do. I don't like the work in my current skill set. What are your thoughts about that? So my thoughts about this are the following. You got the right attitude. You know how you would feel in that job, and you know what the work dynamic looks like, right? So you kind of see, like, I want to work 9 to 5, or I want to work 5 to 9. I want to work evenings. I want to work mornings. I want to do my own schedule. And I know how I feel in this job. I feel I'm contributing. I feel really good. I feel appreciated, fulfilled, satisfied, which should be everybody's case when they're doing any kind of job. But she's saying, but I don't know the how. How? What am I going to do this? You don't need to know the how. So you need to stop after 1 and 2. Exactly as you described it. I know you've been doing the work for a while, Queen. Well, for a while. It's only been out for like 3 months. But I know you've been doing the work. You've been consistent. You said you're going to restart the work, restart the challenge with this new goal. Just focus on your ideal feeling for the job, and as well the dynamics that we talked about. And everything else will unfold. Make a list. For the job, make a list. It's just for the men. You don't make a list unless you're prepared to make a 2,000 point list. You guys know what happened to my list, right? I got my list and it was a disaster. I got my list to the type of dog and it was a disaster. Oh, I'm sorry you can't see anything. Honestly, this never happened on any live before. Can we choose a minimum amount of income we expect monthly? Yes, you can choose it, but don't put it in numbers. Put it in numbers as well, but just know the universe doesn't really understand numbers. So if your minimum is, let's say, 10,000 a month, think about how your life is going to be at that level of income. If it's 100 grand a month, think about how your life would be at that level of income, right? Any income you choose, think about how you're spending it already. This is how you instruct the universe. Yes, I know it's very hard to detach from the how. It's very, very hard because our brain is wired in 3D to find solutions. And in fact, we're trained in school to find solutions. And this is a problem when it comes to the creative side of manifestation, because the solution, this is why I give you guys weekly challenges, right? I told you, manifest an I. And when you manifested this I, you saw how many different ways this I can come to you, right? This week's challenge. It can come to you jewelry, a drawing, a toy. Somebody said, I was on the bus and a kid was staring at me and all of a sudden he did this. So it was just one eye. Imagine that, right? The universe knows how to bring it to you, right? Stop thinking about the how. Yeah, I don't know. I'm ready for surprises today. I'm ready to be surprised to the highest benefit of all. How does your 60-day challenge work? I'm interested. If you go to my link and you click on the 60-day challenge, it has detailed instructions there. You have to work on it every day. And then you have to affirm for the group. I just started the 60-day challenge. I have had nobody write to me and say, I'm not enjoying the challenge. I've had the opposite. A lot of the opposite. People love it. People give me testimonials. I've just changed my entire mindset just by doing this focused work on myself daily. The kid hiding his eyes actually insane. Yeah. Yeah, you don't know the how. That's why I love it. I'm not gonna do horses and turtles and things like that anymore. Although we got a lot of those, and do way more creative ones. By the way, I don't make these up. They come to me. I close my eyes before Monday's live and I say, what should I give them to bring forward? I still haven't gotten my code. I've gotten the flower coin flamingo monon code. The code is a 3-digit code. I suggest you guys use to speak to the universe. If you're on this live, you don't know what it is. I have a video about it. It's just 3 videos down. I think I made it on Monday. And it actually got quite a few views. It's very detailed there. So keep insisting every single day until you see it the first time. Once you've seen it the first time, you ask it immediately the second question. Is this the code that I'm telling you? Are you hearing me? Have you finally heard me? And now is my name Regina? Please confirm. If you must see it again the second time in the same day. I got my code 5 minutes after watching your video. It was crazy. Yeah. You being able to do these things will have to do with you, not with me. I'm here to guide you, but you're all at different points on your path. Some people get it within 5 minutes. Some people take a few days. Some people take a few weeks. Just be very patient with it. What you gotta be is persistent and insistent. All religious texts tell you this. You have to insist. Okay, I am awareness. I must be heard. You must acknowledge me. You must. I am a fragment of the creator. I am creative. You must respond. Right? With intention. Let's see what else. Okay. So I gave an extra, just for the Facebook group, an extra manifestation of a one stem rose. It has to be a single rose. And people have seen a single rose all week, people in the Facebook group. Somebody put a crazy photo, like, during her walk. I find that, like, come on. It just, like, literally, come on. Right? What's stopping me? Where's the block? Are you insisting, Regina? Are you insisting? Are you saying it out loud? I can't tell where your block is without knowing your situation. And but Regina, what you need to know is that it works. It's worked for too many people for this to be a coincidence. For me, I use it yes or no questions, not as a fortune teller. Remember, it's not like, am I going to be with my SP? It's like, should I be doing this right now? And every time I got a yes and I took that action, it turned out positive. That's what you use your code for. Okay, you asked this question before, Easy, and I'm sorry I'm sorry I didn't get a chance to respond. A lot of songs I play for gigs are about my SP. Should I stop playing them? 100%. 100%. You've magnified your SP and you put him on this pedestal. Look what happened to Taylor Swift. She's only talking about her love life and men, and her creative energy is directed in songs about these men. And she's single. She's perpetually single. She's like, oh, she has a few months here, a few months there, a few months there. Do not magnify these relationships above you and put feeling into the pain, into the, I know as an artist, you get your fan base out of that, but it's not good for you. Can we change the 3-digit code if you haven't had the second acknowledgement? No, because it's not the code's problem. You haven't gotten the same acknowledgement. You're only going to confuse yourself. No, you do it again. Sorry to keep asking. No, I just got a chance to answer it. Stop playing them. Okay, start making songs about your ideal man. I changed it today, saw the new code in 5 minutes. Is that cheating? Well, I don't know. Are you confused a little bit now? Did you ask the second question? You need to get 2 codes in 1 day in order to use this code. Like, sorry, to see it 2 times, right? Not just 1 time. First, you ask to be acknowledged. Then you ask a simple yes or no question that to which the answer is yes. Like, is my name Mona would be an appropriate question. I must see it again to know it's actually speaking with me. It wasn't a coincidence that I saw those numbers. How does weight loss work? Can we overeat or eat junk food and still command a specific weight? You won't want to eat junk food. I just talked about that. As your energetic scaffolding is changing, as you're giving your energy a different instruction, your body won't be able to eat what it used to eat. It won't. Or if you keep eating, what happened to a queen who lost 40 pounds? She's in our group. She basically said, I need to lose 40 pounds. I don't know the how. I'm going to leave it to the universe. And it's a warning for you guys, okay? Don't set your weight loss like to something big. Do it step by step. Anyway, she got a gallbladder infection or something like this. Anyway, she couldn't eat for a couple of months. Then she had it removed and something else. She lost 42 pounds at the end of this ordeal, which was only like 4 months. Okay? 42 pounds in 4.5 months. Because she said, I'm going to lose 40 pounds in less than 6 months. Be very careful, okay? Your body will respond to your instructions. So don't give those kind of instructions. You know, take it step by step. If you're like, I set my weight to a specific weight, but I wasn't far from it. I just didn't like fluctuating back and forth, you know, within like 10 pounds of that. I didn't like that, but it wasn't like 50 pounds. With 50 pounds, I wouldn't have said it because I would be afraid I would lose the weight via, you know, something negative. The universe will find the easiest way to bring your weight loss if you're persistent and insistent that you must lose a huge amount of weight. All right. Where are we? Can we do 369 as our code? No. 369 is a deeply ingrained collective consciousness number. It's the Tesla number. Everybody knows that. You've seen it on TikTok. You've seen it in this community. It can't be your number. It has to be something that's not in the collective consciousness, is not well known, and it has nothing to do with your life. It's not your ex's birthday. It's not your house number. It's not your birthday. It's got nothing to do with that. Let's see. Mona, I did the send it back things to the universe and I got the text I wanted. And then nothing after that. I don't know how to get it another. It seems to dry up. Yeah, because this happened to somebody else, like not quite like this. And I want to talk about this. And I want to just choose my words carefully because I don't divulge like from the stories of my clients. So it's somebody I'm working with one-on-one. So she basically, we spoke the first time and she manifested her SP right away within like a few days to contact her after months of no contact. And then we handled it very specifically, right? Energetically. But I told her she has to do the work on herself. She did. She was transformed. The people around her were responding differently to her. But between the time we started to do the work to the time he contacted her, there wasn't enough time for her to work on herself. Okay, in fact, I wish you guys don't get this text for a while. So you have time in this challenge and while doing this work to really shift. Okay, because he contacted her within a few days and we're working for a couple more weeks. When she saw him, she was back to the old pattern, right? She sort of like, you know, she gave into the love she felt and what have you. And within a few days, the dynamic was back to what it used to be. And so we picked up again, her and I, and we're like, we got to do it from a completely different mindset now. Okay? We got to do it from a mindset where you go in and it's very clear, Queen, exactly what you want. Okay? Exactly what you want. And I want you guys to know that in my work, I see there is huge discrepancies between what women say they want and what they actually want. Pay attention. What is it that you want? You have to be able to write it down and say it to the world, irrespective of what the world says. So if you want to be a stay-at-home mom, have 3 kids within the time span of 5 years, and raise a family, you cannot speak against this and be like, yeah, I just want to find a good guy and maybe get married, but I'm not sure. Marriage is kind of just a piece of paper. All I want is some committed relationship. That's not what you want. Do not speak that if that's not what you want. Women are afraid of speaking exactly what it is they want. Just open your mouth and say it. Say it out loud now, okay? If you're alone, say it out loud. I want X. There's a lot of women who actually want to be independent. Like I said, I have a client in her 60s. She gets a lot of attention from men of her age, age appropriate men. But she doesn't want, they're too much on her, right? She doesn't want them. She just wants to date. She doesn't want them in her life. And I believe her. That's exactly what she wants. She wants to be courted. She wants to be taken out. She wants to have companionship. And that's exactly what she wants. She doesn't want a husband. That's fine. But the majority of women are a lot younger, okay, on my live, are a lot younger, and they want the love of a husband. Somebody was telling me, I want him to communicate more, and I want him to, I said, what's your relationship like? We were talking. She's been dating this man for a few years. And I'm like, you don't want him to communicate more. Oh, he doesn't text enough. It's not what you want. You want him at home. You want him while you cook. You want him around you. You want him to say less and maybe just text you what you want for dinner. And she's like, yeah, I'm ready for a life with him. Yeah. So open your mouth and say that's what you want. Don't keep saying, I want you to communicate more by text. Look, Mimi is honest. Yes, says Mimi, I'm 20 and I want a husband and 2 kids. Yes, there's nothing wrong with that. My husband told me ever since you started watching that woman, you're more angry. He means me, right? Yeah, you're angry because there's a discrepancy between your vibe as a high-value woman and his behavior. So that makes you angry. Mimi, you shall get your husband. When are you getting married, Mimi? At what age? 22, 23? Let's see. I'm trying to be super positive, but I feel stuck. Watch my videos on mindset, negative feelings. I have a playlist on negative feelings. Go through my material. Guys, I don't have any filler content. Every one of my videos is pertinent to changing your mindset. You can go by playlist if you're only interested in the SP, but in the 60-day challenge, I do all 4 areas, okay? Usually people have 4 areas of focus in life: their body, their career, their money, which can be different than their career, and their love life. I set the SP and Love Booster affirmations for the last 15 days of the 60-day challenge for this reason. Yeah, exactly. I just want to make sure I got everything going. How can I manifest my SP at his best without putting him on the pedestal? Watch my playlist on the SP and then watch my live where I was talking about my own SP and my story. That's on YouTube. It will say Manifestation Life Challenge with SP story. The main idea is when you let go of the old version of them, you have to let them go. You have to negate the existence of that person, which means they don't exist. Okay, that person who cheated on you, who doesn't like you, who's not committed to you, who doesn't give you what you need, that person does not exist, which means you cannot observe them on social media. They don't exist, get it? You cannot look at what they're doing on social media. You cannot keep their phone number. You got to delete it. Okay, you cannot write it down and then delete it. You have to delete it, and you have to negate the existence of that person. This is counterintuitive, but it's proven successful. All right, so that's what you're doing. And then what happens is you just work on self. Now, remember, the work on self has two parts. One is about your value. The second part is about the world in general. It's not enough to increase your value and self-worth in a world where all men suck. Okay? If you think all men suck, all men are cheaters, men are not as deep as women, they can't commit, they can't, then your SP will reflect all that. You got to do the work comprehensive while not observing the old version of your SP. You're engaged, congrats. I'm engaged to my SP, yeah. I recently got engaged. Thank you, Raj. Little advice for everyone, watch our past TikTok lives on YouTube. They are gold. Thank you so much, Nana. Thank you. Yeah, I mean, like, look, all my lives are educational. It's all educational. I come in here as part of the 60-day challenge that I'm doing for people. Okay, for the price of a lipstick. It's not like a subscription. It's not something. Guys, just get it and do it. Well, the time I'm giving to you on this lives, I'm always live at the same time, like 3 times a week, just so you guys can stay consistent. I have to be consistent with you. I'm coaching all the questions that I find are of the benefit to the group. And if I'm that committed to this work, you gotta be too. You gotta be more committed to yourself than I'm committed to you. If I show up for you 3 times a week at the same time, if I answer all my emails, if I respond to every single Facebook post, then you cannot slack off. Do you understand? This is how it works. Right? You got to meet my energy level here. Thanks, guys. Yeah, it works. EK, watch my live. Okay, so it's not a live me talking about myself and like my story is filled with, I stop in my story and I say, take note here. This is what the mindset is here when I'm doing this, when I'm not responding to this text, when I'm not, so I'm not responding to my SP texting me, I'm still in love with you, let's meet for a coffee. I didn't break up with him because I wasn't in love with him. I was in love with him, but I just didn't find that version of him to be husband worthy. Get it? So there's no point to talk about how we're still in love. Like, none of that is relevant. If I am set on, I want a husband, the version of him that can be a husband for me without the objections that I had before has to present itself to me. It has to. But key is, I let him, the person of him, first name and last name, go. I ask for him or better, right? You have to be able to let go that old version and believe the new version of him or better is going to come. Okay? Because your focus is, like Mimi said, I want to be married and have 2 kids. Your mind has to be on the end goal, whatever that end goal is, and allow the universe to gratify you with it or better. Logically, it makes perfect sense. Do you have bigger plans for the group? Yes, we have to have significant lottery wins in this group. I've been lucky with the lottery since I was a child. My group knows I always win. I post all my winnings. I win every week. I do the I am a winner for everybody. My group wins. I want a big 7-digit or more win for the group. And I know it's going to happen. I am 100% convinced it's going to happen. Were you the one that commanded the weather because you wanted to have a walk? Yeah. That takes a lot of energy, guys, by the way. I'm with the SP for a second time, but not exactly how I want. Try to fix it with the work. It's hard to fix it from inside the relationship. But try it. He's not going anywhere. Here's the key, Queen. Even if he doesn't work the second time, stop, pause, let him go. You got to be okay with any outcome. Be like, okay, I'll show you who I am. I'll show you now the version of me that's going to attract the best version of you. Or, boy, better. Or better. You got to be okay with any outcome. Okay? Just be okay with any outcome of this and refocus on yourself. If you're able to fix it from inside the relationship, good for you. If you're not able to fix it from inside the relationship, even better, because you have more time to work on yourself. He's not going anywhere. None of these men are going. I have somebody manifest an SP from 2 years ago. 2 years. She hasn't talked to him for 2 years. He slid back into her DMs. I still think about you every single night. All of a sudden, after 2 years of her doing the work for 2 months. Come on. They're not going anywhere. Guys, relax. Relax. Mona, please read my message I texted you. Let's see what you texted. You put it here? Put it there again. Magical Mona. Guys, just relax. This is true. What energy do you think you have? You're just the same as anyone else. Is my moderator on? I generally don't block people, but anybody that says a negative comments against me or this group or this work that we're doing is out. I always, this is true. Or better. Yeah, or better. Listen, we're very powerful in this group. I will not allow anyone to tell us otherwise. I will not allow anyone to rattle our group energy. I'm keeping the group contained in a golden light. You guys don't understand how precious this is. Okay? When you go to Facebook group and I see this women being like, wow, 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 on every manifestation. On that vibe, I know when I'm going to open my messages, how this, if you knew every time you open your messages, is going to be a high vibe. What is that worth for your day in the morning when you turn on your phone? How is it like if one woman rises and takes 3 more and those 3 rise a little bit and they take 6 more and so on? What do you think that's going to do to the world? This is what we're creating here. This is what you're doing. Make no mistake, your success inspires other people. I'm going to put it out there. How did you cope with doubts when ignoring and waiting for the correct version of DSP? I wasn't waiting for the correct version of DSP. I knew marriage is good for men. There's a lot of men who want to get married. There's a lot of men who are looking for a woman like me. And my SP or better is going to know this. And I shall be married. That is the focus. Do you understand? I'm not creating from clay, energetic clay, a new version of my SP. Or better, because I shall be married with a man who can match my energy. Get it? I DM'd you, please agree with my declaration. Okay, I'm going to try to look at it. I'm going to repeat this every day until I have a ring. Yeah. You're not manifesting the correct version of your SP. You're manifesting yourself being married. Because you would only marry a man that matches what you want, right? I would only accept a ring from a guy that I'm obviously attracted to. He's relatively successful. He has what I'm looking for, right? So if I know that's the only thing I'm going to marry, that's the only man I'm going to marry, then all I have to stay focused on is I'm going to be married, right? Hello? You shall be married in less than a year. You shall be. Ashira, declaration is whatever it is you're trying to manifest, but in the end, right? You only want your SP because you want a happy life. Happy married life with your SP. Most of my queens want to marry and have children. That's what these queens want. The majority. Honestly, Mona, I changed my perspective in a matter of days. I will win the lottery tomorrow. God bless, Queen. Somebody came on this live and said they won $76,000 as a result of watching my videos and doing the work. But then I never got an email testimonials. Guys, if you win a large amount, do not be afraid to send me a testimonial. I won't ask you for anything. I just know somebody's going to win. But I can't make a video about it or speak about it until I actually have some verifiable facts. Right? I'm ready for my winning lottery ticket. Okay, let's do the I am the winner. If you guys don't know me, I do this at the end of every live. It's the 369 tapping. Okay? I count, you don't need to count. After we're done, please put your phone away and bathe in this energy of I am the winner for at least 1 minute. We're all doing it out loud wherever we are, eyes open. Put your hands together. I am a winner. 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 I am a winner.